In a world where everyone is desperately trying to be seen, liked, and validated, there is a rare type of person who posts nothing. No selfies, no celebrations, no vacations, no daily updates. And psychology says this silence reveals far more strength, confidence, and emotional intelligence than people realize. These people aren't hiding because they're insecure. They're staying private because they understand something most people don't. Their lack of posting is not a sign of absence. It's a sign of presence. They choose privacy over popularity, and psychologists call this a high privacy orientation, a mindset where someone values control over their narrative, their energy, and who gets access to their life. They don't need digital applause to feel valuable because their validation comes from within. While most people chase likes for self-worth, they prefer self-respect. They don't announce their achievements to feel accomplished. They don't share their moments to prove they're happy. Their life is lived, not broadcasted. And that is a subtle but powerful form of confidence. Studies on self-concept clarity show that people who share less online often have a stronger sense of who they are. They know what matters to them, what they believe, and what they stand for, without needing external approval to reinforce it. When someone isn't constantly posting, it's often because they're not comparing themselves to curated highlight reels or trying to keep up with trends. They don't measure their worth by reactions, comments, or strangers' opinions. Their happiness is not fragile. It isn't held up by other people's attention. And that emotional independence is rare. Psychologists call it secure self-esteem, a type of confidence that does not need the world to notice it to feel real. People with secure self-esteem don't post selfies to receive validation because they already feel complete. They're less anxious, less approval-seeking, and more grounded in their real-life goals. They don't spend hours performing online perfection because their self-worth comes from authenticity, not aesthetics. They think deeply, not loudly. People who rarely post online are often more introspective and thoughtful than those who share constantly. They speak only when they have something meaningful to say, not when they need attention. This is connected to what psychologists call an internal locus of evaluation, meaning they judge themselves based on their own principles rather than the shifting opinions of the internet. They value depth over display, presence over performance, real interactions over superficial digital impressions. And perhaps the most powerful reason they don't post? They understand the illusion of social media. They know how easily people fall into the trap of comparing their everyday life to someone else's best moments. Psychologists refer to this as social comparison theory, and it's one of the biggest sources of anxiety, insecurity, depression, and low self-esteem. The people who remain low-key online see this illusion clearly. They don't measure their value through filters. They don't chase approval from people who don't know them. They choose peace, clarity, and emotional stability over a digital identity. So if you know someone who rarely posts, or if you're that person yourself, understand this. You are not invisible. You are simply uninterested in performing. Your confidence is quieter, deeper, more grounded. You don't need the world to watch you to feel like you exist. You don't need to be seen to feel seen. And that is real strength in a generation obsessed with attention. Your silence isn't emptiness. It's intentional. It's mature. It's a sign of emotional intelligence that most people never develop. And the truth is, people who post less often understand themselves more. If you love understanding the psychology behind behavior, identity, and the hidden patterns of the mind, subscribe to the Knownsense. Here, we don't just scroll through people's lives, we decode their minds.